March 21st, 2013. Addison Dean Snyder was born at 215 North 11th Avenue in Marshalltown, Iowa on March 27, 1928, to Madeline Clarice Hanson and Clifford Eugene Snyder. He attended grade school and high school in Marshalltown, graduating in 1946. Addison enlisted in the United States Navy at Fort Snelling in Minneapolis, Minnesota, serving 2 years at sea aboard the USS Charles S. Speary, 00-067. He was discharged in 1948, earning the Peace Medal. Addison attended Iowa State University in Ames, Iowa, earning a degree in engineering before going to work for Fisher Controls on February 23, 1950. He preferred the factory area and spent 40 years in various departments. The last 10 years he spent in the stock area. He retired on April 1st, 1990. During that time, Addison belonged to the UAW Union Local 893 and was a longtime member of the American Legion Post 46. Addison married Marion Petrie in 1948. They had 4 children together and later divorced. On March 23, 1962, Addison married Letha Jean Howerton Allen of Marshalltown and celebrated 51 years of marriage. They made their home in Marshalltown until his illness was discovered in December of 2012. Since his hospitalization last December, they resided at the Good Samaritan Society in Indianola, Iowa, under the care of Iowa Hospice until his death. Addison was an active member of the Community of Christ Church, entering a part of the priesthood and working at the church doing painting, repairing, mowing, building a handicapped rail, and assisting with floral landscaping over the years. He was an avid bowler and golfer until his health prevented these activities. Addison is survived by his wife, L. Jean Snyder, now in Indianola, his sister, Dottie Jean Robertson of Marshalltown, her 2 sons, Mark, his wife Marie Robertson of Marshalltown, who had 2 daughters, and Jeffrey, his wife Jackie Robertson of Raleigh, North Carolina, who had 2 daughters and 2 sons. From his first marriage, Addison is survived by his 4 children, Steve Snyder Beard, Terry Snyder Beard, Peggy Snyder Beard, and Lana Snyder Beard. From his second marriage, Addison had 3 stepdaughters, Carol Jean Allen Larson of Pearl, Iowa, Kathleen Sue Allen White, who is deceased, and Linda K. Allen Messner of Phoenix, Arizona. 3 grandsons, Anthony and Cheryl Cooper, who have a son, Kevin, and a daughter, Crystal, Joseph James and Audrey Kellerman, and Christopher Lynn and Jennifer Ingledew. 5 much-loved son-in-laws, James A. DeMayo of Pearl, Iowa, John W. White of Nevada, Iowa, Clifford Ayers of California, Timothy Ingledew of Eldora, Iowa, and Joe Messner of Phoenix, Arizona. He also leaves behind numerous great-grandchildren and many friends. Addison was preceded in death by his parents and another sister, Linda Young Everly, who has 4 sons.
On behalf of the family, I'd like to welcome those who are friends and other family members. I'd like to read from the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me by the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths, in the right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valleys, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies, and you anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord. My hope, I shall dwell in the house of the Lord my whole life long. At this time, we'd invite anyone who has something that they would like to share for in remembrance of that.
Thank you. This was my grandfather, my only grandfather I ever knew. Not only did he share his love of billiards and golf with me, but he also encouraged me to build and repair things. I'm going to relate one story. Soon after my grandparents moved into Newcastle Road, my brother and neighborhood kids, we started, let's say, borrowing building supplies from around the neighborhood. And we started building this go-kart. Grandpa caught us. And he came up and started talking to us, "What are you boys doing?" So we were caught red-handed. We explained what we were doing. The next day he came home from Fisher Controls with parts for our go-kart. And we continued building that go-kart, went to Sears and bought wheels for it, got axles, U-bolts. We put it all together, and then we set out and it fell on the ground. We weren't engineers, but we enjoyed building things and tinkering. And I'll always remember my grandfather for that.
Yeah, you guys. Name's Mac Fornes, and I was raised in Marshalltown here down on 11th Avenue along with Ad in the 30s, and we were raised there, I don't know, all our lives up until he enlisted in the Navy. World War II was going on, and I enlisted in the Air Force. So 60 years later, I end up over at the what's the name of it, Gene? Embers. And here's Ed looking me right in the face 60 years later. So we did a lot of playing there down on 11th Avenue. And do you want me to tell them the story about the little Robin? When we were on down here, raised on 11th Avenue in Marshalltown here, North 11th Avenue, Ad was lucky enough to get a BB gun. Back in them days, in the 30s, I'll have to say this, one penny to us was worth probably $100 or to you today. But anyway, he had a BB gun, and he shot a robin, and of course it killed it, and he felt so bad after a while that he got himself one of these here a match box, you know, that has all the matches in it. And of course, he got the matches out, put the robin in there, buried the robin, and had a funeral. So, me and Ed got along real good. Good friend. I don't know what else to say. Our main life was, at Embers, I've been there 5 years too with him, and so I'd usually go and me and Ed get a talking, and we'd leave for it.
Gene's sitting there.
I lose the names. My memory is not too good. But anyway, she'd get a little upset with us, wouldn't you? All the wild talking we had. Anyway, anybody got any questions for me? Well, I'd be glad to try to answer them. My brain would keep working. Gene?
How much trouble did you two get into when you were kids?
Well, what do you mean by trouble? No, we got along all right back in them days, Depression days, you know.
You two were trouble.
No, I can recall he'd get the little tin bucket about so big and about like that. We each one had a bucket. We'd go down to the dairy and get free milk. You know, that's during the Depression days. So that's one trip we done. And
So you help yourselves to neighbors' gardens.
I debated about whether to get into that, Gene. Yeah, well, that was Depression days, you know, and the food wasn't available, so if we'd find somebody's garden with carrots or something, in fact, Ed always had a salt shaker he carried in his pocket. Apple trees, and so that's how he lived in them days. What?
Tomatoes.
Yeah, well,
With that salt
sure
shaker.
we get in tomatoes too. Anything that was grown. So. Or that's about it.
Well, how about turning out the street light?
Get me in trouble there.
Statutes of limitations.
Now us kids would all get underneath the street light there in Brownlee and 11th Avenue, North 11th Avenue, Brownlee. And we'd play games there, you know, and of course there's a street light up there. I don't know how that ever happened, that some rock flew up and hit that light and busted it out. One thing.
You don't know who done it, but
We'd play kick the can. Does anybody ever know that?
oh, yeah.
Kick the can and run and hide? Sure, back in the good old days. So, are we finished?
I don't remember.
I don't remember
I
that
don't
stuff.
remember anymore right now.
The reason I don't want to remember, well, I'd get in more trouble.
Come back and bite you.
Yeah. Well, me and Ed are good friends. I'm glad of that. So,
Thank you, I'm glad you were too. Thank you, Mac.
thank you.